Hey y'all, happy Friday and welcome to Stacking Growth, a check-in where I take the tips we drop in the Refine Labs weekly newsletter and apply them for our own brand marketing team, stacking them up for our continued evolution and growth. This week we are back with more brand demand expand. So Evan Hughes, our VP of marketing, did a great article in our newsletter today. And well, I guess yesterday. I'm recording it on Thursday when our newsletter comes out. You may be watching it on Friday. So Evan Hughes wrote a really great article breaking down some really like tactical ways to start implementing this brand demand expand strategy. So if you missed our initial breakdown of what these three pillars are, you can either go back a couple videos or you can listen to this short little summary. So basically, not all marketing is meant to drive pipeline right away. Some of it is meant to build trust. Some of it is meant to capture interest. Some of it is meant to strengthen customer relationships. Each one is super important, but they need different expectations and different measurements. So if you're trying to measure all three of those facets of marketing just with pipeline, you're going to be really disappointed. Your numbers are going to be bad. You're going to feel bad. You're going to go into your annual review scared and nervous and knowing that you didn't hit these targets. But what if there was another way? This is the other way. So pay attention. How do you actually measure each pillar of brand demand and expand? You don't need a ton of new tech to do any of this. Most of it can be tracked in a spreadsheet or by looking at what you're already looking at, just in a different way. So we're going to start by focusing on brand. Is your company being remembered and talked about by the right people? This is the one that people either overcomplicate or completely ignore. You don't find a lot of folks who are doing brand with just the right amount of focus. It's not going to show up in your CRM, but you can track momentum in different ways. So, self-reported attribution. Look at what people type when you ask, "How did you hear about us?" Also, if you're not asking, "How did you hear about us?" in an open text field, that's something to start right away. If you see your brand, your podcast, your founder's name, LinkedIn, a specific episode or event, that's a signal that you're building brand in the right way. So if people are finding you through different channels just than Google Ads or Google Search, then you're doing it. You're doing it. Also, you can track direct traffic to high intent pages. So tracking visits to your demo page or pricing page will show that this is coming from direct branded search or dark social. This traffic is more nebulous than what your CRM can usually show. But if you are really hyper focusing on the right pages, then it can tell you a lot about where your customers are coming from or where your potential customers are coming from. You want to track social reach and engagement from the right people. It's not just impressions, but it's the quality of interactions. Who is engaging? Are they in your ICP? Are they real people or are they bots? This is where y'all watching this video, help a girl out, comment, share it, show it to the people that you think it could be useful for. Tell us how this information on brand demand expand is helping you in your own marketing journey. Give us that qualitative feedback that will help us keep growing. And additionally, for brand, your share of search. So using free tools like Google Trends to see how often people are searching your brand compared to competitors will also give you some insight into how strong you're building your brand. If your branded search or demo page traffic is flat after multiple campaigns, your brand just might not be scaling and you should reevaluate your strategy. So, this is a really big pillar to focus on when you're trying to push traffic, push the right eyes in front of your content. Now let's move on to demand. Are you converting attention into pipeline efficiently? This is where most teams default, but it's more than just pipeline created. Yes, we want to look at pipeline, but we also want to look at high intent form fills, not necessarily ebook downloads, but actual demo requests, pricing requests, trials, or contacting sales. You also want to look at conversion rates by channel. Is paid actually converting, or is organic doing more heavy lifting than you realized? Look at win rate by source. Where are your most efficient deals coming from? And then also you want to look at sales cycle length by source. Faster sales cycles usually point to better aligned intent. So this is where we're still looking at pipeline, but it's more detailed than just how much. Where's it coming from for different sizes of deals, different sources for deals, different conversion rates. How is your pipeline breaking down to show the demand in your market? A little team tip from Evan. Look at your last 20 closed won deals. Where did they come from? Match that against your current budget and see if your money lines up with your outcomes. And finally, expand. Are you keeping and growing the customers that you worked so hard to get? Most marketers don't really think about this, but especially now more than ever, retention is survival. So try these couple tips. Expansion revenue from current customers. How many are growing with you? Also, customer marketing sourced opportunities. Are there any upsell or cross sell campaigns leading to pipeline that you've generated? Churn by acquisition source. Did marketing bring in customers that are sticking around, or are some of the things that you've been creating in brand and demand resulting in higher churn customers? You also want to look at advocacy signals, customer stories, referrals, testimonials, or peer mentions. If you can look at that, that's going to cycle right back into brand, and people are going to hear more about you. They're going to start to trust you more, and your expand pillar is going to expand, for lack of a better word, because you're keeping customers around and you are making them feel like they are important and you're not just chasing new customers. We all know that we are, but you can't ignore the ones that you have already. A team tip here is to set a calendar reminder to check in with customer support or Rev Ops once a month. Ask who's growing, who's at risk, and how marketing can help. So in the next couple of weeks, Evan's going to be sharing more about brand demand and expand, and I will be here to expand on all of those amazing details that he's sharing out in our newsletter. So if you are liking what you're hearing, make sure to sign up for our newsletter to get it in your inbox on Thursdays, and then also to stay on top of our upcoming events because we have a lot happening this summer that you're going to be really excited about. First of all, on Tuesday, June 3rd at 1 p.m. Eastern, Megan Bowen and Refine Labs' Matt Chanella are teaming up with Pep Laja from Winter to talk through the importance of brand marketing in B2B. If you're listening to this and you're like, yes, I got to do brand. I got to start with brand of the brand demand expand. This is your chance. They're going to go in depth and they're going to, between Refine Labs and Winter, we've got so much to talk about for brand marketing. So don't miss that one. Registration link is on our website on our very new events page. Also, our next B2B roundtable is looking at Facebook ads, paid social. So Wednesday, June 18th at 12 p.m. Eastern, you can catch that. And again, it's a do not miss event, especially if you are struggling with paid ads right now. That's all for me. I will see you next Friday.